for today's not workout, but your stretch and flow. We do need a foam roller and or something, a softball size, something nice and hard, and it can actually hold your weight. So we're just going to take a minute and do some exercises, a little bit more of a regeneration today for our recovery from this week so far, midweek recovery. So these are the equipment that you would need for today. Your choice of which one you can use. If you have both, maybe bring both, and then you can move on from there. So we're just going to take a few minutes, see who joins us. Hello, good morning. Please comment, let me know who's here. Hi, Michelle, how are you? Awesome, awesome. One more person's on. Let's make sure you comment, say hi, let me know you're here. Hi, Tracy, good morning. For today's practice, we're going to be using a foam roller if you have one, or a softball size, something nice and hard and steady that you can use and put your weight on. I know I mentioned that last week, but just a little reminder if you do have it. If not, see if you can get a little creative with some of the things you have in your home, but nothing dangerous. Trying to look around right now what's with me that I could use as alternatives. Something that can support your weight. Good morning. Whoever just joined, please say hi, comment. Make sure that you have your equipment for today. We need either a foam roller or a softball size, mobility tool, something that you can sit on and hold your weight for either or. I'll probably use the foam roller today just as a demo. Thanks for joining. We're going to get started in just a minute. So as long as this person who's on, I don't know if it's Janet, just make sure you comment or like. Let me know that you're here and we'll get started. How are you guys feeling this week? Are you feeling sore, tight, anywhere specifically? Any tight spots, chronic pain that you're having? Let me know, comment. This is just the 4 of us. There's someone else who's on. Please make sure you're commenting. Let me know you're here. If you are watching, let me know. Hopefully you guys can hear me. All right. Well, there's someone else on who's not responding and watching, but oh, hello, Diane. Good morning. So again, just a quick reminder, we do need some equipment for today's practice if you have it. Foam roller or something like a softball size for mobility tools. And today's going to be a little bit more focused on regeneration, hips, shoulders. Thanks guys for responding. All right, we can definitely work on some of those for sure. So in our regular stretch and flow classes, we kind of use our body weight and using, just moving in and out of movements kind of helps stretch those muscles. Today we're going to use tools to see how we can kind of get into those muscles a little differently. So we're going to start. I'm going to move back a little bit more so you can kind of see me. We are going to start with let's start with our foam roller on one of our calves. So on our calf, just at the bottom of our calf muscle where that meets, that's where we're going to start with keeping our foot on top. Again, you can use a softball size object as well. I like to keep my hands behind me and I'm just bending my knee and straightening it for about 2 to 4 inches, nothing more like 2 inches, just very little up and down. You're just going to do that, applying pressure with that leg into the object. And then we're going to turn our foot open. So I'm getting my instep to the sky to get onto that side of the calf a little bit more. And then I'm going to rotate so that instep is facing the ground. Again, up and down 2 inches. Going back to center. We're going to move that to the mid calf. We're going to do the same thing, pressing light pressure down and up and down for about very lightly. I'm really just bending my knee, straightening my knee here. With the height of the foam roller, it kind of does that work for me. You can pull it in, and go back down, and then we're just going to go wipe side to side. Right in this meaty spot, we're not foam rolling up and down, we're just going to wipe our foot side to side. I like to bring my toes, you can bring them towards yourself, you can take them away from you, and see how deeper you can get into those muscles. So if you find a quick tight spot, just roll it up and down. And we're going to go up a little bit higher in that calf, just to where the attachment is right behind the knee. More on the calf though, and you're just going to go up and down again, 2 to 4 inches, and relax. Same thing, other leg, again at the bottom of the calf, where it starts to attach to the lower half of the leg, and we're just going to foam roll it up and down. When you press your toes away, you're actually shortening the muscles and making it relax a little bit more. So you can kind of get in a little bit deeper when the muscles are a little bit softer. When you pull the toes away, you're stretching the muscles in the calf here. It makes it a little bit harder, a little bit more tense against the object. So again, we're pressing down, a little bit of pressure, kind of in like the mid to low calf, and we're going to roll to the left with our instep forward, center, and to the right. So instep is facing down, and then we're just going to windshield wiper side to side. Ooh, I have a tight spot there. And we're going to bring the foam roller a little bit higher. Again, up and down. If you want and you need, lifting the hips up off the ground, pressing the leg into the foam roller, going about 2 to 4 inches. And I like to go side to side in all areas of that calf. And relax. We're going to go to our hamstrings. So when we go to our hamstrings, it is going to be important that we're going from, and that's where we're starting at the lower legs, and we're working our way up towards our hips when we use the foam roller. That way we're flushing out anything from our muscles into our lymphatic system, and our closest lymphatic system glands are actually in our hips or groin. So we want to make sure that we're flushing up towards that area and not down towards the feet. So we're going to start at right, at our lower hamstring to mid hamstring, and we're going to have our hands behind us, lift up, and I like my other foot bent for support, and we're just going to go again 2 inches. I'm pressing my leg down into this foam roller. 2 to 4 inches. You can move a little bit to the left. That instep goes to the ground or to the right. And we're going to move up higher on that hamstring. Good, 2 to 4 inches, a little to the right. We have 3 muscles in our hamstrings, so make sure that we're getting all areas of those as much as we can. Moving to the left, our foot down, and then working our way up to that high hamstring. So we might almost be looking like we're sitting on the foam roller. And again, I like to go back. And relax. Other side. Keep this closer here for me for time. Make sure I don't go over. So again, our other foot, our other leg, I'm going to have my hands behind me so I can lift my hips up. My knee is bent, so my foot is on the floor to help me lift those hips up. We're going to go just behind, not behind the knee, but just above the knee to that mid hamstring, about 2 inches that we're just foam rolling back and forth. We're going to put our instep down, get the inner hamstring, and then the outer hamstring, the instep kind of goes more towards the sky. And then we're going to move that foam roller to that mid hamstring. So I physically sat down, moved it, up again, rolling. We want to make sure all that pressure and all that is going towards our hips. And step towards the center. And outside more. And then working our way to our high hamstring. Little weight and a little workout for our arms here when we do these. And we're gonna come on down. So pretty simple there. Again, you can use something like a softball for all of those same movements. We are gonna work on our quads real quick. So before we get to our hips, helping stretch our hamstrings, our quads, our calves, even our feet and our ankles will affect how we have tightness in our hips and our lower back. If we have any lower back pain, those can all be very related. So we kind of make sure that we're hitting and targeting all different muscles here. When we go and lay down, we're going to lay down on our bellies, and we're going to think about our knee here. And then I want you to, as you touch your knee, we have our thigh muscle here. At the very edge on the inside of our knee, that's where we have some thigh muscle that attaches. So we're going to lay down on our belly, and we're going to bend our knee outwards. So I'm going to have a bent knee outwards, and I'm going to put this foam roller or the ball right against that part there. So here I am. I have my elbows for support, and I'm just going to extend my leg out and work on that inner quadricep muscle, foam rolling up and down for about 2 inches again, and press light pressure into it. And we're just targeting, you can play with how you hold. And we're targeting this muscle. So I'm kind of working out and along that leg, if you can see. And you're just going to work your way up into that quad a little bit more on the inside. And if you feel any tightness, or this is like this hurts a little bit, you can feel the pain. As long as it's not bad pain, breathe through it. Just make sure that you're still connecting to your breath through any of these movements. Working your way up that inner thigh. Getting up higher right now in towards the leg. And you're going to relax. That's great. We're going to switch legs right now. So I'm going to switch sides because I have a video. And this is weird. And we're going to do the same thing on the other leg. So lying down, I have my arms for stability on my elbows, and I'm keeping the ball or the foam roller on that thigh, right where it attaches right on the inside of the knee. We're just going to lightly put pressure in and foam roll a little bit. Find your spots. It doesn't even have to be 2 inches. It could be a little less. I'm just going to keep rolling it up higher towards our quads or towards our hips. And I'm kind of rotating side to side because my leg is out to the side to be able to get that inner thigh here. I'm feeling it. I hope you guys are too. All right. 3, 2, 1, and relax. We're going to lay still on our bellies, but we're going to rotate to our right side. So we're going to almost be in like a side plank here, except this foam roller is now going to start on the outside of our knee, and we're going to lay on top of it. Before you get there, you want to make sure that that back leg or left leg is in front, foot on the floor. So we are going to be in this side plank hold. I have my hand under my shoulder, and my right leg is going to be nice and long, nice and loose, somewhere where it can glide. And we're going to work on that IT band a little bit. So we're going to start both hands on the ground. At the top of that knee and just quickly and gently, whatever your weight can handle, working on that IT band 2 to 4 inches, working that foam roller up towards the hips. Keep working. We're just working our way up. If you have a tight spot, something that you want to sit on it with the foam roller, just make sure you stay there. Deep breath and relax the thigh muscle as much as possible. And then work your way up. Keep moving past it. Don't stay there for too long. And once you get to the top, we are going to switch legs. So again, we're not going to stay there for too long. You can always go back and redo any of these movements, especially if you have tightness in any of the areas. But for our arm's sake, not working on those too much to strengthen them, especially because Michelle, you said those are what you need to work on. So let's get there today. I'm going to be in my side plank with my right leg foot now on the floor, bringing my foam roller or my ball right to the outer side of my leg, right above my knee. So I'm going to gently and slowly work that foam roller up by letting my body slide down. I'm doing light pressure using my foot and my hands as I work my way with that foam roller up towards my hips. Deep breaths. Working our way all the way up. Keep working. Awesome job. All right. So take a minute, let your body, your muscles kind of come back to center. We are going to either sit on our foam roller or a ball. If it's too much, you don't have to sit just yet. But we are going to go and work on towards those hips. So actually, a lot of our hips pain, not always, but some of our hip pain and our lower back pain can actually come from our glute and our hamstring tightness. So now we already worked on our hamstrings and our quads. Our quads could actually work on tightening our hip flexors, which could change a lot of how we're holding our upper body and our torso here. So we're going to work on that. We're going to have our hands behind us, kind of like in a crab walk, our feet on the floor, and we're going to go into that figure 4 piriformis stretch where we cross that ankle. Let's do the right foot over the left thigh. I'm going to keep that knee away, and I'm going to slide my hips to the left a little bit and rotate my body so just my right glute is on the foam roller or on the softball. All right. So again, I'm making sure I'm breathing, and I'm just going to, maybe you found your spot here, breathe and just gently rotate, roll up and down here. Getting deep into those glute muscles. Choice is yours of what object to use. You can play with how much you rotate and get on that outer glute here. You can also play with, if we go into that lower glute, so you sit up a little bit more, you're going to get into that a little bit lower into the bottom of those hip bones, the sit bones, and then you can play with laying down a little bit more, so leaning back so you get that upper glute where it attaches closer to the hips. So if you have some hip tightness, you might want to be in this position. So this is kind of closer to where my waistband is. So right towards that waistband, working on up towards my tailbone area, and then working and rotating into that waistband to the right. And we're going to, if you are here, extend that leg down, uncross, and bring our arm to the elbow. Again, we're going to come back to this like right side plank with our left foot in front, and we're going to sit on this object around our waistband and towards the side. So I'm letting my right leg kind of hang, and I'm using my weight into this object to get to still on those glutes, but closer to that waistband where that meets our hips. And we're just working our way up and around. You can work on having your chest up more, and the more you get closer to those hips and more towards the side, you might want to just breathe. You might find a really tight spot here, and that's okay. But you definitely want to breathe through it, and you want to make sure that you're hitting. So sometimes I have to do some adjustments. But here, I'm adjusting to kind of make sure that I feel a really tight spot in the side of my hip. I'm going to try and attack here for me. So that's where you are as well. You're just making sure that you're holding your body, so you're not putting too much pressure on this hip, and you're just gently getting into that tight spot. All right. And we're going to come on out. So finish up your foam roll on that side. We're going to do the same thing on the left side. So starting with the glutes, hands behind us, move that left leg ankle over our right, and we're going to shift our weight so it's all on just that left glute muscle on the foam roller or the softball. And we're going to go up and down, foam rolling those glutes, any tightness you might have, and then just kind of explore the area a little bit more to see where you are tight or not. So having our leg up really exposes a lot of our piriformis muscle here. And we can roll up higher. We can roll lower. When I roll lower, I want to make sure that I'm sitting up nice and tall on it. I'm kind of being nice and gentle about where the muscle attaches towards the bones. I'm going lower. Just try to make sure you adjust so your weight is balanced on the object. And I'm going to work my way towards the side a little bit. So I'm working onto this like side plank area, but foot still down. My hips are on the foam roller. I'm at this high glute towards those hips, towards that waistband. And here and you're ready, we're going to release that foot. I'm going to come to my elbow. I'm going to bring that right leg in front. So I have a little bit more of a balance. I'm using this leg and this elbow for my anchors to, let my body roll on this foam roller. So I am going to work towards that upper waistband, that upper hip. Make sure that you kind of explore, maybe go a little bit higher, maybe go a little bit lower, whatever might work for you. See where you might be tight, and you might find some spots that you weren't expecting doing this. I definitely encourage you to just listen to your body. If you have too much pressure weighing down, use those hands, use that foot to kind of release the pressure a little bit. Explore going closer. I go here, I can get into that hip a little bit deeper. And we're going to come on out. All right. So take a minute, see how you feel. Notice where you had some tightness in your body today. Wow, time is flying. We are going to work on our shoulders for Michelle today. So that was our lower body half, something you can do every day, working on the calves, hamstrings, and then our quadriceps from our IT band, that inner quad, and our hips and our glutes. Let's just go into a tabletop position real quick. There's no foam roller involved. We're going to sit our hips back towards our heels until our arms are extended and we can't go back anymore. I'm going to have my one hand on my head, my elbow out. I'm just going to breathe in, bring my elbow to my other arms. I'm breathing in, and then going to exhale, keep those hips back, open up that chest, and then inhale, come down. Exhale, open up from the elbow. Inhale, and exhale. Good. We're going to do the same thing on the other hand, on the other side. Make sure that the hand on the head, we're not actually putting pressure. It's just to help extend from the side body. So, starting in tabletop, hips go back, left hand gently on the back of the head. We're going to inhale down. We're going to exhale, open up. Inhale down. Exhale, open up. Inhale down. Exhale, open. Good. Using our foam roller now, we're going to have our, we're going to kind of karate chop this foam roller. So if we have one, this is one you can do. It's a little bit harder with a softball, but we're going to karate chop our hands on this foam roller in this tabletop position. I'm going to exhale, press my hips down, roll my arms forward. So the foam roller is now on my forearms. And I'm going to sit back up. So I'm going to exhale, hips go back, arms forward, head through the foam roller. Inhale, back up. Let's do it one more time. We're going to hold down. So exhale, extend it long, hold. And as you're down here, I want you to try to see if you can lift the right arm up, keeping the head low, and that left arm up, keeping the head low, replace it. Right arm only, down, left arm, down, and come on up. Just a quick little test to see maybe you're finding some pain in your shoulder or not. We're going to lay down on our, I'll start everything, lay down on our right side. We started on the right, and we're going to keep that foam roller. So you have your rib cage here. You come up a little bit to where your muscle attaches. We have this, our lat muscle. We want to put the foam roller right on the side body where that lat muscle starts. All right, so again, we're keeping that left leg in front for balance. Keeping my right arm so we can kind of take pressure off the body a little bit. We're going to lift our hips up a little bit, and we're going to lay down. So with my right arm, my elbow is going to be out a little bit further than just under my shoulder, so I can get deeper into this muscle. And you're just going to go up and down 2 inches. And for here, we're just going to breathe. And we're going to move that foam roller up. So we're not moving our body as much. If you want, just try and get comfortable, what might work for you. We're going to go up a little bit higher now with that foam roller, so it's just behind that shoulder blade or underneath that shoulder blade. Or it should be in line with that, but it's on the side of the body. So right now I kind of switched my leg for balance for where I'm at. My right leg is bent, just so I can get a little bit more of a roll here. So working our way up into that side body. Again, just 2 inches rolling up. And we're going to, again, work our way up towards the armpit. Yes, we are. So we're working up higher. I'm going to move that foam roller a little bit higher. I'm going to extend my arm a little bit more. We're going to get up into that armpit. So as we're here, we're not exactly in the armpit yet. We should be, if my arm is here, armpit starts there. This is the cutoff line. I'm going to keep it right in this meaty part on the side of my arm. I want you just to hold there, and we're going to just open up our chest front to the sky, and we're going to roll towards our chest to the ground, roll to the sky. You can do this with a softball or even a lacrosse ball. That one's, feels good. And then we're going to hold here. So as we're here, we're going to take that bottom arm, the right arm, bring it out in front a little bit more, and we're going to keep our hands bent. So we're at like a 90 degrees, and we're just going to work on bringing our palm to the ground, and then our back of our palm, our hand to the ground. So we're just going to rotate here. This is, again, foam roller is right by our shoulder blades, just not on the back side. We're just going to open up, see if we can even bring the arm down at all. If not, that's okay. Open and extend it long, working our way up towards that armpit again. And then now we're going to get and put pressure actually on that armpit. Very good terminology for armpit. It's just armpit. So as we're here, I'm putting my chest down. I want you to explore here. So our chest comes down. I want us to put weight there. And then I want you to work on opening up to the side. So really getting on that side of the muscle. And then even extending where that chest comes to the sky. We're going to rotate onto that back delt. And we're going to roll here. So you are actually working on this side of the arm. Once you roll open, my arm is long, so I'm getting in nice and deep. And you can work on getting on that arm a little bit more. Again, just little rolls, little rocks. And then come on out. We're going to do the other side. And we will, I think, have to end there. But we're going to work up, so sorry we're going a little bit later than 30 minutes. But I hope you think that's okay. We're going to work on, again, that meaty part of the muscle where it attaches. We're going to extend our bottom arm, using my foot down to kind of help roll. Again, it's just 2 inches, so we shouldn't really be going anywhere. Breathing, and then working that foam roller up towards that armpit. But before we get there, we are going to keep going until we get to a good meaty spot in line with our shoulder blade. Keep going till we get there. You'll feel it. It's just before we get to where the foam roller is all the way up in there. And we are going to extend this arm out to the side, bending it. And we're going to take at this 90 degrees, trying to get our palm to the ground, to the back of the palm to the ground. Surprisingly have a lot more mobility here on this side than the other side. Just do it about 2 times, and then extend it on out, rolling up and down, getting a little bit higher. If you find a nice meaty spot where it's feeling it, you can try that rotation again. You can work on slides of the hands. And then we're also working on that chest down and that chest up, working on either side of that muscle. So once you get to be just in that armpit, so we should be there just about now. If not, work your way there, working on that chest down to the ground. Nice gentle pressure. And then opening up nice and slowly and gently as I foam roll to the sky. And making sure we're getting that back delt now. I'm going to angle my foam roller a little bit. And you can do some angel sweeps if you want, just moving and rotating the hands. So if you want to continue on getting it into your shoulders, you can arm a little bit as you hold an object on that anchoring part of the muscle. As you hold that object on the anchoring part of the muscle, and then you just work on moving the body a little bit. So we're going to stop there for today. Sorry we went over a little bit, but I hope you feel like it was worth it. So again, those are just some basic movements that we can do with a foam roller. Hopefully we will do this again with the foam roller. If people have the objects they would like to do, we can get into a little bit more different movements. So hopefully that helped you guys open up a little bit more. Your hips and shoulders were targeted today. Hopefully you feel a little bit better. And then if you have anything you'd like to share or anything, let me know, comment, or email. And thanks for joining me today. Have a good one.